like you'll play like 6 different bets on like a couple games, and then it'll be you lost by like one of those bets lost, and it'll fuck up your whole parlay.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get into it. Like the World Cup, I almost jumped into it.
Right.
Yo, but low-key, I was saved, yo. I was down to throw $200 to $500 on Ghana beating Portugal. I was down. I was ready. I'm like, this is gonna be it. But guess what, Jamie? When I was trying to transfer money into the shit, the app was bugging out. It was bugging out a little bit. So I'm like, fuck, I missed it. So low-key, I was type tight watching that game because I'm like, yo, Ghana's gonna win this. They lost. They lost by 1. They lost. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Low-key, I'm happy. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this was a sign that I shouldn't have made no bet, yo. So I just took it as that, and I just chilled out with the FanDuel and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Oh shit. Tony in the chat talking shit. Oh, that was earlier.
Nah. He's fresh off a L. That's why, he's fresh off a L. So he's a little salty. You know what I mean? Just clean him and me and Strat just cleaned them boys up, bro. Like, it was crazy. We just did a 2v2.
What y'all did, like a 2v2?
Yeah, 2v2. We just cleaned them boys up, bro. After they were talking mad smack, clean them boys up. Yes, sir. All right, I think everything looking straight on my end.
Yes, sir. We good, bread. What's this?
We live, people. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
We live. Go ahead and share that link, man. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? We both appreciate it. Go ahead and share that link and support your boys, man. Good gaming. We back for another episode. Episode 19, I believe. Quick shout out to the chat. Cynthia, I see Tony, Blade, TT, Spencer, Nickwood Snake, the true antagonist, Gian the Don, Jaren Stamps, Y-Band Craft, Samurai Black, It's Strat, LYNC. I don't even know how to say your name, but shout out to you, bro. It is gonna be a good pod today.
Like Lynch
we got
DJ.
We got Max. What's up, Max? And I just want to say this: join the Discord, people. Join the Discord. The Discord is pretty much open to everybody, and we're starting this new thing for Good Gaming, where we're gonna be featuring members of the Discord's best photos. At the beginning of every single podcast. So I think it's a cool little idea just to get the community involved as well. So today we picked our 5 photos that we're gonna be sharing, and we're gonna share them a little bit later after we do the introductions. And shit like that. So make sure y'all join the Discord, and if you spend a lot of time in photo mode like myself, we made a thread just for you guys, just to drop your best photos, and we'll pick 5 every week to feature and shout out on the podcast. All right, you get me? G400, what's good? We got Benji, we got Nay. We got TY Boogie. Appreciate everyone stopping by. All the live viewers, we really do appreciate it. J Main, say what up to the people, man. How you feeling?
I already know what it is, man. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I hope y'all feeling great. The gaming drought is almost over. We had a little break, but we about to start getting the flow again. Actually, I think tomorrow, the Fire Emblem joint drops. So
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Wait, no, hold on. I thought you said you wasn't doing that. For this one.
Tomorrow?
Oh, my God. Look at
what are you talking about, sir?
I thought you was going to dust off the Switch. I thought you was going to put the eye patch on.
I am. But I got a sneak peek. Let's just say I got a sneak peek.
Oh, you played the demo.
I played the demo.
Okay. I ain't mad at you for playing the demo. Everybody should get a chance to play the demo. So, gaming drought is almost over. We got some games coming up tomorrow, next week. It's going to be a good time, man. I'm excited, man, because we need some games to play, man. Timeline getting a little spooky.
For real. But, what you been playing, though? While waiting, same old? Finishing up Elden Ring? Like, what's going on with you?
Doing that. I finished up the Kingdom Hearts DLC, but then there's more shit to do after that. So I'm trying to grind a little bit on that, but that's not my main focus. I also been playing a lot of not new, but a lot of VR. I'm trying to finish up a couple of VR games on the PlayStation before I before the PSVR 2 comes out. So I was playing. I had finished up the Until Dawn, like on rail shooter. I beat that. I've been playing Resident Evil 7 in the VR. I'm a thug it out and finally beat that shit.
That shit's scary, huh? In VR,
bro. That shit's scary as fuck, dog. And low key, that shit make me a little bit nauseous. Just because of the type of movement that I chose. I didn't choose like the teleportation movement. I chose like the free movement. Yeah, the teleportation is better for motion sickness. Yeah. If you're moving freely, it takes a little bit to get used to, but overall, I can't play it for long sessions with that type of movement. But that shit is fire. And then I've been playing what's the other game called? Blood and Truth, which is the game from PlayStation London Studios. That game is actually dope as hell. Like, I'm actually enjoying that shit a lot. The move controllers and the camera tracking, that shit just sucks, bro. It's terrible. It's terrible. It really held the PlayStation VR back, and I can't wait for the new one because it's inside out tracking and it has all these new features and stuff. So I know it's gonna be way better. But I'm just trying to get through a couple of those games before the new VR comes out.
That's dope. For me, I'm still on Ages of Empires 2, playing that with the boys. We play at least a couple of games a night. Diving back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. That's like the rotation for the multiplayer games I be playing nowadays. Crazy.
I see.
But as for, just the other games, I finished up One Piece Burning Blood, got the platinum in that. Decent game. I'm a One Piece fan, so, those typically anime games don't really get a good reputation, but when you're a fan of the anime, it's quite enjoyable still. It's still quite enjoyable.
Right. You gonna pick up the new one, the Odyssey?
Odyssey, I'm thinking about it. Currently I have the exclusive demo on my PC, but I haven't fired it up yet. If I find out it's decent, then I will go ahead and pull the trigger and cop it. Purchase it if it's nice, but it's turn-based, so I think it might be something that I mess with. But I want to see what. I
think you're right at home putting on the eye patch for that One Piece demo. You know what I'm saying?
right. Pirates.
I think that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't even be mad at that.
Yeah, so I've been playing that. I'm planning on diving back into Horizon Forbidden West once again. I'm gonna try and finish that up. And we're gonna get through that this year for sure. We're gonna get through that. And yeah, man, that's pretty much all I've been playing. But real quick, we got a super chat donation from Papa John's. He says, your thoughts on these super high demanding PC ports for Hogwarts and Forespoken. Are devs saying we ain't optimizing games just to buy a 4090? Hashtag PC gaming. That was actually a topic for today. So Papa John's, you just hold tight and we're going to actually answer that for you because that's actually a topic for us today. And we got a super chat. Not a super chat, a channel member that's been a member for 24 months. Shout out to the boy on the Don, man. I appreciate you. He says,
"What's up, good relationship gaming?" At this point.
Yes, sir. He said, "What's up, good gaming? Resident Evil 4 or Dead Space remake?" Personally, I'm siding with Dead Space remake. That's just me. I'm saying Dead Space. If I had to pick one to play today, I'm saying Dead Space remake.
Today, yeah. I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 4. Only because it's been so long since I even played like a Resident Evil 4 or even a Resident Evil 4. It's been so long since I played it. Like I was just playing like Dead Space and shit last year. So not last year, the year before that. So it's been so long since I played Dead Space, and I got faith in the people that's doing this remake. So because it's the same team that worked on the Resident Evil 2 remake. So I'm gonna say Resident Evil 4 for me.
All right. So let's take a look at some of these featured screenshots, and let's see which one's the best one. I might have to start giving out prizes to like the people who participate.
The best screenshots?
Yeah, like who takes like the dopest photo. I think that could be a thing on Good Gaming, right? Like
featured screenshot of the week, get a little prize.
Get a little prize, get a little, you know what I mean?
I like that.
That might be a good idea. All right,
you're gonna have me firing up my photo mode, going crazy, getting crazy angles.
So we got one. This one's from our boy Roxas 180 with the classic, God of War picture with Tyr and Atreus. You know what I mean? Yo, J-Man, I don't know. This might be spoiler alert. Can I? Fuck it. The game. Fuck it. The game has already been out for some time. So cover your ears real quick. I'm about to say a
spoiler alert. God of War Ragnarok. Spoiler alert.
Real quick. You got the platinum and stuff, so right? You already got like the 100% of it, right?
I didn't get the platinum yet, no. But
all right, I might spoil this for you too. You want to hear it?
I probably know it already, so go ahead.
Yo, I remember I was working on the platinum for this too, and I was actually surprised that Tyr was still alive. I thought that was pretty dope. Yep. I thought that was pretty dope.
That was actually the first thing I found out when I beat the game, because I had went back to
the real Tyr.
The name of the rounds. The real Tyr. He was locked in the prison. Yeah, and you go in there and you find his ass there. It was anticlimactic because it's like this motherfucker was a big ass character in the game.
Yeah.
And then it's just some like side shit that you find
later on
after you beat the game. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this shit should have been like a cutscene.
I know. But dope screenshot, Roxas. Appreciate for submitting. I want you to guess what game this is. What game is this to you, J-Man? What do you think this is?
Would you put it? I can't see it. Hold up.
It's in the. Oh, it hasn't popped in for you yet, right? You're watching the live.
I'm gonna check. I think you posted them on the Twitter DM, so I'm gonna check
Twitter
that.
DM, just the one with the environments only. I wonder if you could guess what game this is just by looking at it.
Environments only. Oh, if I had to guess, I would say that's Resident Evil Village.
Right? That's what I was thinking, but no, it's actually a Plague Tale.
Really? Yeah. The new one.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit look like Resident Evil Village, dog. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit, the graphics are really nice in this game. Even though I can't get into this franchise, but like the shit is beautiful though. Like the environments here are extremely detailed. So this is a screenshot by Crow, a Plague Tale Requiem, man. Dope screenshot, bro. This is actually beautiful right here, man. This one's from Gian the Don, Doomslayer. Great shot from Doomslayer. What do you think about this shot?
Is this from Returnal or?
It looks like, it gotta be. Yeah, it gotta be Returnal.
Yeah, fantastic game right there. Actually, we should be getting a new Doom game soon. Like, I'm ready for another Doom game, dog. Like,
we need one.
Returnal was fucking fire. Beat that shit on. Well, not the hardest difficulty, but I forget what difficulty I beat on.
The second hardest.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah. The game.
The hardest one is available when you first play the game. So
yeah.
That shit is fire. Love that game.
Yeah, dope screenshot, Gian. This one's from Darkness.
Picture
of Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. I thought this was a really dope shot. The character models in this game is absolutely beautiful, and this just makes me excited for Death Stranding 2, man, because you already know they probably upped the visuals in that game too, so it's gonna be super lifelike.
Absolutely. I mean, that Decima engine, you see what they did with Horizon and then with Death Stranding 1, so we already know it's going to be fucking beautiful.
Shout out to Darkness. See, this
still need to get back to that game.
This is a surprise. This is a surprise for me because typically I'd be shitting on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and shit like that. I'd be shitting on it. But the reason why I wanted to pick this is, can you imagine if the Switch actually had decent hardware, bro? You know how beautiful this game would probably be, bro? In higher resolutions and shit like that?
Facts.
Because honestly, aesthetically, it's quite pleasing to me when I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what they're going on with this super sci-fi world and shit like that. And honestly, if the Switch just had better hardware, this game would probably, be mind-blowing. But shout out to Alec with the screenshot with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So, you know what I mean? All right, so this one's actually from yours truly. I thought we should submit one. You know what I mean? I thought we should submit one too. Once I submitted one, and you submitted one too. I think we're gonna add our own too. You know what I mean? This is obviously a beautiful, beautiful picture of Elden Ring. The game with the best art direction. J-Main, best art direction.
Stop lying to the people.
It literally looks like a painting. Let's talk about it. It's beautiful. Absolutely.
That's nice. Man. Nice. A lot of fog though. A lot of fog that people be getting on Horizon for us, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
And J-Main sent in this picture, a picture of Kingdom Hearts. So we got Sora here. And this is towards the end of the game, right? This is towards that.
Yeah, it's the last world you get to right? When you fight in Xehanort and shit like that.
This game is beautiful too. It is.
It is. I love going back to it and playing it, dog. Like that gameplay, it's so fire, dog. To switching the keyblades on the fly, having multiple of them in your arsenal. It's just incredible. Like I can't wait for that. To see what they do with that next one.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So shout out to all the people who submitted their pictures in this week. Join the Discord, submit some more, and we're gonna feature 5 every single episode, every week. on the podcast. All right, so let's get into some of these topics. Let's talk about Callisto Protocol, J-Man. What's the latest news? Because we did get some news, some pretty bad news.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So apparently the Callisto Protocol reportedly hasn't met publisher sales expectations. According to this report, which is from MK Odyssey, the game reportedly cost over 200 billion won, or $162 million to develop. A budget that, yeah, the budget that they say the sales have not met. Yeah, that actually is pretty high, especially for like a new IP. But they probably spent a lot of money in mocap, and the visuals at least looked very nice in that game. So we all know which department didn't get any of that money, which was the gameplay. But yeah, they haven't met sales expectations. So I think this is bad news for the people who might be expecting a sequel for this game. I don't know what you. I know you said like the first one was like a good stepping
baseline.
Yeah, a good baseline for a sequel. But my boy, they might need a loan or something.
Yeah, first of all, like you're saying, the price to develop this game is actually absolutely ridiculous. I'm really curious to see how much of that was marketing, how much of that was paid to like, some of the prominent actors that are in here as well, because this budget is nutty. What we can say is the production value of the game, in terms of the visual perspective, it looks expensive, right? We could say that, like visually, the game is beautiful. We know Sony did help develop or lent out their tech for the motion capture and all of that. That's why the game looks like straight out of the PlayStation template in terms of its visuals and stuff like that. But yeah, this is kind of disappointing. Like I actually think 2 million is a good number for a new IP, but clearly they needed a lot more sales to recoup what they invested in the game, and ultimately that's what matters. But I would still say 2 million is still not.
You think 2 million? I don't think
terrible.
So.
You think that's terrible?
I do think that's terrible.
So what would have been a great number for you?
5 million.
5
in
million?
Today's age, 5 million. You got to do at least 5 million. Especially with like even before like these numbers came out, but like today's development, they spending so much fucking money on these games. Like even with Kojima and Death Stranding, like that game I think did like 5 million initially when those reports came out, and everybody was like, nah, that's a flop. And I know Kojima is Kojima, but still even that people were questioning if it's gonna get a sequel and stuff like that. But for this, 2 million, definitely not enough. They gotta do more than that. I thought it would actually sell more than 2 million because the marketing I thought was actually really good. Like I thought the marketing was fantastic. It had me excited. They was doing like side podcasts that had like world building and shit like that. Like you said, they're getting these actors in there that are familiar faces, and they shooting mocap and it's like I thought this game would actually sell more. But I think that bad reception and that early on, the bugs and stuff like that really hit it. As it should. Mid game shouldn't sell well. Mid game should have this type of fate where it's up in the air if it'll get a sequel.
You know what?
I mean, we had to suffer with fucking The Order. So
yeah, I think there's modes coming out for the game, right? Like there's new modes, like some sort of mode or something like that.
Yes, it has a season's pass.
It's a season pass, right? So I'm curious to see. Okay, maybe initially that they didn't reach their sales expectation, but over time and with updates to the game, that overall they'll probably break even or maybe exceed that. Because once again, I know it's not the popular opinion, but I actually think this game is a really solid game. And it's worth playing, personally, to me. Maybe not at a full retail price, but I think it's definitely worth checking out. If it's on sale on Steam for like $30, I think that's a no-brainer to me, to be honest. Especially if you're a fan of these type of horror games. By the time this game probably even reaches that price point, or it becomes that old and the season passes are out, I'm pretty sure a lot of the fixes will probably make the gameplay experience, a lot of complaints that people had, even better. Because even after I completed the game and you completed the game, did you see that they increased the speed in which you heal? That was an issue that a lot of people were complaining about. So maybe
I actually experienced that while I was beating it, because they updated. I was probably like 3/4 of the way through. So once they updated, I was like, what was? And they sped up like swapping weapons and shit like that too. I'm like, this is that should have been there from the beginning, but it does seem like, like you said, they're getting some like quality of life stuff ironed out, because they know, it's gonna have more content coming later on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they,
well, let me
go ahead.
Let me break down some more numbers for you real quick. So back when Dead Space 2 came out, which that game had a budget of 60 million, right? And it went on 60 million. 60 million budget.
God damn, so back then that's a lot, bro. But back then,
so that's like this game is like twice the amount. Yeah. But 60 million for Dead Space 2. It went on, I guess this report is by, let me see, this is 2017. I don't know when the report came out it went on basically to sell 4 million copies. At that point, it was considered a sales disappointment. So so even though a game selling 4 million copies that has a $60 million budget as a disappointment, so you already know this game.
Well, I think back then, are you talking about the original Dead Space or Dead Space 2?
Dead Space 2. Dead
Space 2. Wow, and the marketing for that game was crazy. I don't know if you remember, but like they got like a whole bunch of like old people playing the game. You remember like that advertisement? Right?
I remember.
Like people's parents playing that shit, and then they were like freaking out and stuff like that. I think that had really good marketing, but the funny thing is, you're saying that's a sales disappointment, but it went on to be, some of gamers' favorite games of of all time. People love Dead Space 2, right? So I don't know, man. That's quite interesting. I actually thought that game would have met expectations. Back then I wasn't really looking at numbers for games and stuff like that. So that's actually pretty fascinating. That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
But Callisto Protocol, man, I'm still crossing my fingers that we get a sequel, J-Man, man.
Good luck.
You wouldn't buy it?
Wait.
You wouldn't buy that?
Maybe Sony will buy them like you was predicting, and they can help them get a sequel off the ground. Would I buy a Callisto sequel?
You wouldn't buy a Callisto sequel? I think
it depends on what they show.
Y'all are funny. Y'all will run.
It depends.
Y'all will run to an order sequel. Right now,
absolutely.
You'll run to an order sequel, but you won't run to an
order sequel.
That is going to be improved. You won't run to an improved Callisto Protocol. Like, what sense does that make?
Because the order, it had good gameplay to me. Like, I thought the guns and the gameplay, the gun combat was solid.
We ain't gonna get into it too much.
You already listen. It's the truth. And I thought the order did great with like its world building. So like those two aspects, I would run to a sequel.
That I agree with you, but we gotta stop putting this order on this gameplay pedestal like it did something sensational in gameplay department, because it really didn't, bro. It really didn't. It really didn't.
The gunplay was on point.
It really didn't.
The gunplay was on point, dog. We ain't gonna front on that.
What game has better gunplay, the order or something like Gears? Would you say Gears?
I think it's neck and neck.
All right, bro.
I think it's neck
and neck. That's it for good gaming, people. It was a great episode. I cannot talk to this guy anymore, bro. It was a great episode. I'm done, bro.
I was like, if they had a multiplayer for this game, it would be PlayStation's Gears of War, because that's how highly I felt about the gunplay and the order.
The way people be boosting is nutty, bro. The way y'all be boosting is nutty. It's nutty, bro. And the pod, bro. If you think the order has better gunplay and gameplay than Gears of War, then you're fucking bugging.
I said they were neck and neck. They were neck and neck. They were neck and neck.
I think people have I think people have selective memory, and they don't really remember how fucking basic and generic that game was. And it was stiff too. Bro,
it's not stiff.
It was
not. The gunplay was not. Compared to what?
I want you to stream.
Gears not stiff.
Gears is way more fluid than that.
Gears is way. What? Are you crazy? What? Gears is one of the most stiff third-person shooters you can. Yo, they pretty much classify Gears as stiff is the charm of Gears. So I don't want to hear shit about Gears not feeling stiff compared to an Order 1886. Both shits is stiff if you want to really get down to it. That shit is stiff as fuck.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that, J-Man. You're not.
Gears not stiff?
Gears is not stiff. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Gears is not. You really going to sit up here and
Gears is not stiff. What are you talking about?
Yes, it is stiff, bro. Like I don't even understand how this is an argument.
In the chat, all right. Since I'm bugging, I played so much Gears of War in my fucking life. For all these
because
movements,
the
wall canceling, the wall bouncing, all this. Yes, I want the chat to answer this. I want the chat to answer this. You consider Gears of War gameplay stiff? Gun mechanics stiff? No, you're bugging. You
adapted to the stiffness of Gears. Gears is bugging. That's why many people like. That's why Gears has never like been like on the level of these like other shooters in the like a Call of Duty or even like a maybe even like a Halo because it's
literally
so
a third person. You can't compare it to a Call of Duty, curve. You can't compare it to a Call of Duty. You can't compare it because it's a fucking third person shooter. Where you can't make that comparison.
Third person shooters can't be popular? I don't
No, I'm just saying you're saying that it's stiff in comparison to like Call of Duty or something, or
it's stiff compared to anything. We compare it to Uncharted. We can compare it to Fortnite. We can compare it to anything. Any third person shooter you want to name, we can compare it to. It's
okay. First of all, we're not taking anything that Benji in the chat says. He's a PlayStation dick riders number one. Let's just do that number one. All right. So we already know who the PlayStation dick riders typically are. So we're gonna ignore them. I want to see the people that I know that play these games. I want to hear from them. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear this.
Yo, look, you put the poll up, dog. Put the
poll up. You know what? Let's just put a poll up so we don't have to waste time. But Blaze 4K in the chat with the super chat donation. He says gunplay was fire in the order. Gears is stiff as fuck. I can't stand you niggas, bro. I can't stand you, bro. The mans that play the game the least is the ones that got the most to say, bro. We ain't doing this. We are not doing this. But I'm gonna make the poll anyways.
And that's not even a slight to Gears. Like Gears, like the gunplay is fire. Like once you get
I can't believe niggas are saying Gears are stiff.
Once you learn the movements and shit like that, it's fire. It's stiff though, dog.
No. I completely
Killzone is stiff. I liked it, but it was stiff. Like it is what it is.
I completely disagree with that, bro. I played too much Gears of War to call that game stiff. You know, the movement in that game is what makes the game super fire, bro. What are you talking about? Swerving, man?
Yeah, once you get past the learning curve, bro. It is. Once you get past the learning curve, it is. A lot of people drop Gears because of the movement. Like we're not about the
Order is definitely more stiff than Gears. Would you agree with that? J-Man, I need to see you play the Order, bro. I honestly want to see you live
I'm gonna download that. I'm actually
download it. Yo, niggas,
I think I'm gonna run it back.
Promote the fuck out of that, and I want y'all because I think y'all just have amnesia of what that game actually is. My guys, that's good ideas introduced. I'm not saying if a sequel drop for the Order, I'm interested. That's a fact. I'm interested, but I think y'all kind of overboost this gameplay that's in the Order. I think y'all boost it to the next level. I played it just 2 years ago on my Jack Move account. And that gameplay is not what it hypes to be. It has cool ideas, introduced cool weapons, but the shooting mechanics is not that great like y'all making it to be, bro. Y'all fucking bugging, bro. Y'all bugging.
I'm a download that.
I need you to revisit it. It's been a minute
since I played.
Yeah, it's been a minute since you played. I played it
download it again.
Just in 2020, I played it. In 2020, I rebeat the game. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That game is no way near as fluid as a Gears of War, bro. Y'all bugging. Y'all bugging. But let's move on, bro. Because now y'all got my blood boiling. I'm starting to sweat. Nah, bro. We ain't doing this.
Oh.
Gears of War stiff 70. You know, it's just a PlayStation. I'm gonna chop it up to PlayStation Mans, bro. PlayStation Mans. I'm gonna chop it up to.
75% say stiff. See, you might have better off if you said it's Gears more stiff than the Order, but
nah, y'all bugging. All right, Captain Sidekick says Gears is so stiff they have to sway the camera to make it seem fluid. That's cap. That's not even why they do the roadie run sway. Oh my god, bro. Let me delete this poll. This poll is pissing me off. Let me delete this poll.
Y'all
pissing me off, bro. Y'all pissing me off, bro. Ruffle Mutt says, real talk, and let's be honest, Kofi, do you feel the Steam Deck past its honeymoon phase? Okay, that's a number of owners are beginning to wait for the Steam Deck too. Real quick on that, I like the Steam Deck the way it is. It's dope. If they drop another one, I'll definitely support it with more power as well, 100%. But I don't think it's past the honeymoon phase for me. Like, it's either that you into handheld portable gaming or you're not, bro. The people who typically don't play portable gaming are not going to be really with the Steam Deck, bro. But
yeah.
Let's move in. I'm hot.
Yeah.
Y'all got me hot, bro. Y'all got me hot right now.
Kofi about to download Gears 5 right now.
I'm about to make a that might be some good content. That might be some good content because I'm tired of man's fucking. I'm about to make an order video. Say the order 1886 summed up, wrapped up in 5 minutes, and I'm gonna show you how amazing and how engaging this gameplay is.
The gunplay is, yeah.
I'm gonna show you how
all the weapons.
I'm gonna show you
weapons.
I'm gonna show you how amazing it is, and the QTE dodge left and
we ain't talking about that.
I'm gonna show you the order, the gameplay. You pick up, you walk to a room, you pick up a gun or an object, you go like this.
Y'all see what he doing?
You go like this.
Y'all see what he doing?
Pick up an object. Oh, pick up another object. You go like this.
He taking the argument somewhere that it didn't need to go. You know what I'm saying? All we want to see is the gunplay. Show all the various guns in the gunplay. That's it. Compare the two games.
Okay, let's ask a real gamer in the chat real quick. We got my boy Strat in there. Let's ask a real gamer. This is gonna dead it. Strat. The Order 1886 or Gears of War gameplay. Right?
Gunplay.
Which one is more? No, I want to talk about the stiff part. Which one is more stiff? Right? I want Strat to answer this. Strat. Which one is more stiff, sir? The Order 1886.
Did he beat the Order 1886? Did he play that?
Of course he beat that.
I need to check his trophies. I need to check his trophies.
Let's ask a real gamer in the chat that I know he's certified.
Trap, put your PSN in the chat, please. I need to check your trophies, sir.
Yo. You know what I mean? Strat is certified. I can vouch for Strat. He's certified. And he put in hours in Gears of War 2.
He set order from what he remembers.
All right. Your mod privileges are revoked. Mod privileges are revoked. Pissing me fuck off. All right, bro. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this one, bro. I don't want to talk about this no more, bro. Let's talk about Suicide Squad, J-Man.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about this no more, bro.
Rocky. Steady rocking all night long.
Break it down for us, J-Man.
Squad. Oh man,
what's going on with the controversy with Suicide Squad, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like our deepest fears have not been 100% confirmed, but we damn near there. We about 75%, maybe even 80% confirmed that the Suicide Squad is going to be a games as a service with elements such as a battle pass. Oh, a leaked image has came out from 4chan. Now I know you're gonna say, "Oh, it's 4chan. Don't believe anything you see on 4chan." But this story has also been verified by VGC, aka the Video Game Chronicle, who has also been pretty consistent with some of their sources. And I lean on the side of believing when they confirm a source, because a lot of times they're right. So if they got some sources that are confirming it, plus we've been hearing like little inklings that this game is going to be a games as a service. It would be nice if fucking Rocksteady actually came out and showed more of the game so we can know what the hell the game is. But it's already got the 4-player co-op, and now this screenshot is like confirming. This shit look like, you seen the screenshot. The shit look
it's real.
Legit.
It's real.
Like, that shit look legit. We've seen this setup before in many other games as a service. So this shit look legit. And for me, like for this game being a games as a service, it's a huge blow, dog. It really is a huge blow, because Rocksteady is one of those developers that mastered the single player superhero game. And for them to now want to, not only is it co-op, which already has its own stigmatization as not having like a good single player when you play a game that's co-op, but now it's a games as a service on top of that. And I know it might just be cosmetics, because that's what I also want to mention, that it's supposed to be cosmetics that are in the battle pass and stuff like that. But it's just the formula that is built around that is alarming.
Yeah. I was anticipating this game like a lot of y'all, but I can't even lie, yo. This does raise a lot of red flags for me, because J-Man, let's keep it a buck. Out of all the games as a service games that come out, how many actually really deliver day one? Not many. Not many.
You count on one hand.
Not many.
Maybe,
and I
maybe
can't,
two,
I
but
can't,
one
I
hand.
can't even. I can't even think of one right now, and I'm sure it exists. And someone probably is going to point out where games as a service actually worked. But the vast majority of games as a service games I usually drop, that usually day one is usually buns. It's either lacking in content, people run through it, or people just don't even like the setup of the game, or it just has like bad practices in terms of microtransactions, the battle passes. People are not really fucking with it. It's always an issue. So the fact that these are the people that made honestly some of the greatest games I ever played with the Batman Arkham series. Arkham City,
Classics.
Asylum, Night. I really enjoyed Night. It's sad to see that they're just not continuing in the same kind of vein. It's just say like, bro, we just want y'all to make a single player game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that you guys want to have the co-op aspect in it, but even with the leaked screenshot, it seems like it's not even like some seamless shit. It's like mission select. You saw that, right? Like chapter select type of situation. So how is this game gonna work? Is it that we're gonna get into a lobby, then you set up a chapter and you do it like I believe Avengers is kind of set up that way.
Yep, that's exactly how Avengers is set
up. You kind of have a boardroom, right? Then you kind of select your mission that you do
off the map. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a downgrade in comparison of just maybe something like just a regular open world that we got with the Arkham series and shit like that. So,
or even Gotham. I think Gotham Knights, where it was untethered, so that you can like do something where you like out in the open world, and then you go to an area, and then the person will come with you to that area within the game, not like mission select or area select or something like that in the overworld.
Yeah. As for the gameplay, we did get a decent look at the gameplay. It does remind me of some sort of hero type shooter in general. Doesn't it not? Like when you see the gameplay,
it does. When you,
it reminds me of like some hero shooter type of shit. Like I thought it looked good. It looked alright.
I thought it looked good. It looked fun. It's just that live service stuff. Like, listen, for me, I'm gonna break it down for y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all have heard me ever say this, but Rocksteady is on my shit list. They have been on my shit list for a while now, and that's because of I'm a paying consumer, and I'm big on what have you done for me lately. I know what they did with the Batman Arkham series, but the last Batman Arkham game came out in 2015, and that was on the PlayStation 4, which that was their only game that they released that generation. If you only release one game in a generation, then to me, that resets your clock. I don't give a fuck what you did before that. And they have made some of the best superhero games. A lot can change. So we're talking about from Batman Arkham Asylum to Batman Arkham City. And then it was Batman Arkham Knight, which is on PS4, the only game they released there. And then we got this 8-year gap of nothing. And now we got this. So they're already on thin ice with me. And then since it's been so long, it actually makes sense that this would be a game like this, because if you're developing something for 8 years, whether something gets canceled or it's just taking you that long to develop something, they gonna need to recoup some of that money. And what's the best way to do it? Make your shit a live service game so that people can buy cosmetics and buy this, that, and the third to make up some of that cash that they have been using to develop, whether it's a canceled project or this game in general. So, I mean, it makes sense there, but I can't get excited. Like, I've been burnt too many times with that.
Yeah. You pretty much body that. Like, once again, I'm still going to be checking for it in the senses. I'm going to be keeping up with all the gameplay, the overviews that they're eventually going to drop, and probably, when they announce, show us more gameplay and stuff like that, I'm going to be watching it and just watching it with a keen eye, because this is the type of the game that I don't feel confident pre-ordering. Like, if I'm being honest, like just buying it off the rip, I kind of want to hear people's impressions before I actually, jump in, because, like we're saying, like the content really could just make or break these type of games. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Suicide Squad, yo. A lot of people have been looking forward to this. Hopefully it delivers, yo. That's all I gotta say at this point, bro. Hopefully it delivers.
Yeah, they just, I mean, with games as a service, to me, it's simple. You just gotta, like, when you launch the game, pack that shit with a game. Like, launch a fucking game.
Full game first, yeah. Not half
full
a game.
game
Full
with
game
it.
first.
Like,
yeah.
so many times we get, like, they launch a full game first, and then the content after is, like, shallow. And it's like, how the fuck you expect me to support something like this long term if you're not giving me nothing good? Or they launch it with nothing and then they're like catching up and trying to release content over time. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Launch that shit with packed content, and then over time, as you're trying to get people to continue to stay in that ecosystem, keep that consistent content output. Maybe they're gonna prove us wrong. Maybe this whole 8 years is them building up content for this shit. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
We've been here before, way too many times. Maybe call me jaded, but fuck it, I doubt it.
Honestly, I think, us as consumers, we've been burnt too much. Like, we just been burnt too much by these type of games. So it's kind of like, it's kind of hard not to be a skeptic a little bit, when you start seeing all the signs like, okay, we've kind of been here and done this before. But hey, I guess we gotta wait. I want to quickly talk about Returnal. It got a release date, J-Man, for PC.
Yeah.
And it's actually sooner than I thought. I'm glad. It's coming out next month, February 15th. So we did get a PC trailer, and it's looking beautiful. Holy.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That ray tracing.
Ray
I saw
tracing.
that ray
shadows.
tracing. We ain't get that on PS5.
Ray tracing shadows. Ultra wide support,
reflections, ray trace
man.
reflections. Yeah,
let's
super
not forget
ultra wide support too.
Yeah, 30. I think they're doing 32 by 9 or something like that too. Yeah, 32 by 9. I think that's what it is as well, which is insane. It's coming out with obviously all the features that the console had with like the co-op and Ascension and all of that too. So we are getting the definitive edition of Returnal on PC. Let's not forget that the PlayStation version was upscaled 1080p, Jamie. So we're gonna actually be able to experience this game at a proper native resolution on PC. Beautiful. Jack says it won't sell 500,000 copies.
I'll take that bet.
I think this game was gonna actually, out of all the games that PlayStation is dropping on PC, I think this game will be one of the ones that is actually successful because it literally screams PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those games that literally caters to the PC crowd. It's not no movie type of games with a whole bunch of cinematic cutscenes. It's literally a roguelike.
Yeah, I still don't know what the story is about. So PC gamers love that. They love they don't know the story. Oh, it's in the lore.
It's in the lore. So pretty much, I think the game will be a success on PC. I'm glad that the price is somewhat not, stupid expensive. I think they're dropping it for $59. I thought they were gonna go for like
$60 game.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. The game didn't come out that long ago. Is it 2 years now or 1 year? What is it?
It's about
1 year.
Not 2 years yet.
A year and some change. Okay.
Yep, year and some change.
Yeah.
I'm excited for y'all, man. This is a fantastic game. Like,
very excited. I got the platinum. Love this game.
So I was looking at the settings though. You're saying this is the definitive version for the PC, but a lot of y'all PC dudes ain't got 32 gigabytes of RAM to run that motherfucker at the 4K Epic setup.
I do.
I know you do, but I'm looking at that Steam survey and it's looking kind of spooky. I don't know. Like,
hey man, I don't know about none of them
32
boys.
gigabytes of RAM is.
But my 4090 ready. But the thing with PC settings, which is just very strange because sometimes it could go either way. Sometimes they say you could require that much, right? But then again, when you don't have that much, the game still runs and plays fine too. Like, I've seen that time and time again. Like, a perfect example of that was like Resident Evil Village and stuff, and Resident Evil 2 Remake. I believe on PC, the VRAM that like it was showing wasn't literally like incorrect. Like, it was like kind of like incorrect to the actual games. And sometimes that happens with PC versions. So I guess we really won't know until the game comes out to see if it's a good or bad port. But hey, eventually the bar has to come off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bar has to be raised. So all y'all people running around with your 970s and stuff like that.
970s.
You know what I'm saying? The bar eventually has to raise to like the standards are gonna raise eventually. So
right,
some of these old ass GPUs are not gonna be supported anymore, which I'm okay with that. So I guess we just gotta wait and see if it's a good port or not. I'm assuming it will be a good port because PlayStation has been making really good PC ports as of late. So I think it's gonna be a good port.
Yeah, I'm wondering like, cause I want to see this shit at like 4K HDR with all them particle effects and things like that
So
with
it's gonna
this
be
game.
crazy.
That shit is ray tracing too. Oh my god, that's
Even the
gonna look
mouse and
fucking
keyboard support just got me excited. This game
bananas.
screams mouse and keyboard too.
Oh yeah,
Shit's gonna be
perfect for mouse and
so
keyboard.
fire.
Perfect for mouse and keyboard. What? Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
love
yeah.
this.
Yeah, this shit
Y'all
gonna be
gonna love this. Man, I hope y'all support it. I might even give away a copy or two on PC.
Nah, this game is that good.
That's
So
how much
honestly, yo,
I want them
PC
to play
players,
that.
if y'all haven't played this game, it's actually that good, bro. No bullshit, straight gameplay. This is just gameplay bliss right now. This is beautiful. So y'all love, right? So there we
How
go.
smart.
Returnal.
They nail it every time with gameplay. And this will end up being the first PS5 only game.
First PlayStation 5 only game on PC. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like Last of Us. I counted, but didn't really because that shit is the same game ultimately, just look better. But this game is an actual like new official PS5 release that is gonna be on PC. So the shit was leaked like crazy, but they officially announced it. So dope as hell, man.
I guess
Love
I
to see
got
it.
another question for you, J-Man. Okay, now we know we got release dates for The Last of Us Part 1 remake and Returnal. What's next? Right now, we have nothing on the calendar for PC releases for PlayStation. So if you had to make an educated guess, and I want the people in the chat to partake as well, if you had to make an educated guess what the next game would be, what y'all think PlayStation is gonna drop next? I've been seeing rumors on the GeForce leak. Let's not forget they said GT7. The GeForce leak also said Horizon Forbidden West. The GeForce leak, I'm pretty sure
The clock
said,
is ticking on that Horizon.
I know. I might lose that bet.
You too,
yeah, I know. Ghost of Tsushima was on the leak as well as I believe Demon Souls was on that leak.
Shit,
So,
Demon Souls didn't even need to be on that leak. When they first revealed that game, this shit said PC.
you said PC. I think that's coming eventually. I think that's a no-brainer.
That's definitely coming. I think the next game probably should be Ghost of Tsushima. That game has been out for some years now, and I think Sucker Punch probably should be working on their next title already. So I think they should breathe some fresh air into that game, get the people talking again before before Sucker Punch shows off their next game. And then after that, I would say like Demon Souls. I think it's time to get that Demon Souls.
I think that's a no-brainer, and that's
there.
a straight up success on PC. PC gamers love Souls games, so that's just easy money for them at that point.
Especially after the success of Elden Ring and Demon Souls, they could market that shit as where it all began. You know what I'm saying? Like where it all began.
That's
the
easy money.
Souls, you know what I mean? The Souls down easy. Just like Bloodborne, but who knows what the fuck they do with Bloodborne.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I think those two, Demon Souls, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, people saying in the chat. Ooh.
I think that will come eventually. I really do. I don't think not yet, but I think it will come.
Not yet. Nah.
Yeah, I think it will come eventually though.
GT7, they saying that, well, they could be lying, but the developer dude said it's not
what?
even in development.
I wouldn't be surprised if by the time, Factions, because we're all assuming that game is going to launch on PC as well, right? I wouldn't be surprised for PC gamers get some sort of, Last of Us 2 with it. Not like with it by it together, but like around that same time, they drop The Last of Us 2 on PC. I think that's like a no-brainer as well.
That's a good point, because I could see Factions being like a day and date type situation with PC and PlayStation. So
yeah, so they could stir up more hype by releasing Last of Us Part 2 on PC. I could see that being a thing.
Facts.
Yeah. All right. So I do wanna. I think someone sent a super chat of this too, and we might as well get into it while we're talking about PC and ports and stuff like that. And we did kind of touch on it a little bit, but there's been a lot of conversations about lately, the PC ports and stuff like that, and Forespoken was front line and center in this conversation as well as Hogwarts, because people are looking at the recommended specs and they're like, God damn, like this shit's looking like it's gonna be unoptimized. So I guess people are having the conversation or the debate saying, is it just games are unoptimized or is just standards are rising? But it's Square Enix. I think this game is probably going to be on the unoptimized side of things. I think with Forespoken, I can see that.
This shit, the recommended specs for this shit look crazy.
I believe for Ultra 4K they say you need a 4080.
4080, 32 gigabytes of memory, and that's for 2160p, 60 FPS.
4K.
4K, yeah. But I'm looking at like the recommended. Like this shit says display resolution of 1440p at 30 FPS, and that's a 3070. Like what?
That's a pretty strong card, yo.
Yeah, like a 3070, you only could get 1440p, 30 FPS.
Yeah.
And even playing that game on PS5, like, I mean, it was just a demo, but
But
like,
that shit was running 720p though, like at performance mode.
It was the performance mode was blurry as shit, and even on performance mode, it had performance issues. So
that's crazy.
I'm leaning for this game. I'm leaning on the side of unoptimized. I wouldn't be surprised if this shit launches like terrible for PC. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for the review on PC for this before you buy it.
Yeah, this is one of those type of games that just don't pre-order if you're on PC. Just wait until it drops and see how it's looking. And I also think this game is gonna drop in price extremely fast. I just have a feeling, bro. Like I'm thinking a month or two, and it's already on sale, bro. Like real talk.
See that? I think Metacritic usually puts out the because the reviews for this game I think drop on Monday. I think it drops on Monday at 9 a.m. So they say what's your predictions for this game? I'll say like a 76, and that's me being a little bit generous because I'm actually excited for this game.
Okay. And let's see what the chat thinks as well. What do you guys think Forespoken is gonna score on Metacritic? If I had to make a prediction from everything that I've seen, I do believe it's gonna be in the 70s. If it's in the 60s, that'll be kind of wild. That means it has like bugs and bad performance issues.
Right.
That's the only way I can see it being in the 60s. But if everything runs somewhat decent, J-Main, I do see this game, being like a 73, 74. I think I would lock in at 73. I don't think it's gonna be anything higher than that, to be honest.
For me, this I enjoyed the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was good. The open world so far is very bare bones and basic as fuck. So yeah, it's just like the gameplay, the combat, and the traversal is what's gonna keep me going. The characters and the story, like even from the trailers and the story trailers, like that shit seems ass. Like the story seems so terrible to me, and like the dialogue just seems so bad. So it's like, I'm only interested pretty much in like what 1/4, maybe 33% of the game. Like it's not anything that I'm super interested in, but what I am interested in, it can drive me to complete something or get through it.
This is another $30 game to me, to be honest. For me, that's how I see it. Everything I've shown from this game, it doesn't warrant a full price retail game. It's just a $30 game. It's something that I do want to play on PC eventually, but just not for that price.
Right. Yeah, brother, and it's dropping the same week as Dead Space remake too. Like,
yeah, you bugging. I'm on that Dead Space. That actually looks fire, bro. That looks stupid good, bro.
Yeah, like the best thing this game got going for it that week is that it comes out on Tuesday. So they got my attention from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday night, they got fired up that Dead Space. That Dead Space about to be crazy. Before I get up Forespoken, I'm going straight to that Dead Space. We on that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on, man. Let's keep it going. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the show. You know what I mean? The dynamic duo, me and J-Man, we back at it again. You already know what we do. Shout out to the 126 people watching live. Make sure y'all hit the like button and support your boys, man. We're going to get into the Last of Us HBO show as soon as J-Man gets back. But I do see y'all Metacritic predictions for Forespoken, and a lot of y'all pretty much agree with us and think it's going to be in the 70 range from what I'm seeing. But before J-Man gets back in here, The Last of Us HBO remake. Shit. What did you guys think in the chat? If you guys had to rate the first episode out of 10, real quick before we dive into this ourselves. If y'all watched the first episode of The Last of Us HBO, rate the first episode out of 10. I'm curious to see what you guys think as we talk about this, and we'll get back to y'all thoughts later. J-Main, you did a video on it, sir.
I did. I ran my mouth for about 40 minutes. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I seen a bit of it. I couldn't finish it, but I seen a bit of it. I came there supporting the like button, you know what I mean?
That's it. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I want the people that want to watch it to watch it. If you can't, hit that like button and go about your business.
Exactly.
Please.
Okay, so, J-Main, you want to give us your thoughts over here on what did you think about the first episode of The Last of Us? And I would get some footage on the display, but I don't want to get flagged, people. So we just got some part 1 footage going on right now. Give us your thoughts, Jamie.
Careful on that.
I'm gonna give you a mine because I watched it yesterday. I was late to the party, but I watched it.
Yeah, I didn't see you talking about it on the timeline with everybody else. I'm like, damn, I wonder when Kofi gonna watch it. So
yeah.
So Last of Us. Wow. Shit, I thought it was actually really good. That first episode, it actually, I just loved the fact that they stayed like true to the source material for the most part. As far as some of the voice acting or just the character acting overall, for the most part, I thought it was good. I think Tess.
I like Joel.
I think Tess nailed it. I think Gabriel Luna nailed Tommy. Like when he first came on the scene, and you only hear like his voice coming out the garage. Like I was like, God damn! Like he sounds just like Tommy.
Hey, you never said about Joel. What about Joel?
I'm about to get there. Joel is really like Pedro Pascal. He killed it as Joel. I ain't gonna front. He did really good as Joel. Yeah. Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Excuse me. Yes. The jury's still out. There's a couple moments in there where I thought she did fantastic as Ellie. Like sounded just like her, mannerisms, all of that. But then there's some parts where it's like, no, not convinced. They should have reshot that scene over or completely cut it out because I wasn't buying it. Now, some of my big issues with the first episode or just the show so far is that I feel like they are rushing a little bit too fast through certain moments. Like they're doing a fantastic job with providing some like extra views on certain characters. Like just that whole first like 20 minutes with Sarah. Like that shit ain't even in the game. Like that's not even in the game. So to see that, I thought was fire. But then you got moments in the show. Are we doing spoilers or nah?
Yeah, go ahead. We played the game. The game is old as shit. It's following the game context, but so go ahead.
Yeah, so like one of my biggest issues is like the moment with Robert. Like when they come up on Robert, as far as when they're hunting him down, they find him dead already. And I'm like, damn, like in the game, that was such a powerful moment for me for the Tess character because it showed that she don't fuck around. Like they might have roughed her up a little bit in the beginning, but when it comes to that get back, she gonna get her get back and she gonna do it ruthlessly. And the fact that when we got to see that, it was like he was already dead. Like we didn't even get no gunfight. Like nothing. Like they just completely cut the violence. Yo, absolutely jump in. I know I'm running my mouth. Jump in, please.
JJ, because what you're saying is pretty much exactly how I feel when I watched the episode. It was a great episode, and we got some moments that, like you said, was not in the game and some great storytelling moments. But I also felt like some of the moments that I wanted them to kind of show on screen, they didn't. Which I felt like it was like, okay, you gave us some moments here, but some of the moments that we played in that that happened in the show. For example, I thought that the parts where the gameplay, where you actually play the game, a lot of that seemed like you was missing. Have you noticed that? Like the gunplay, like the gun action or the skirmishes that you have towards in the game. I felt like a lot of that was kind of breezed through, especially. But
I understand they're not gonna have like.
I get that. I definitely do understand that. I felt like the whole section of when Nadine gets like shot up and stuff like that, I would have liked Marlene. When I say Nadine, Marlene. Yeah, I'm getting the two games confused now, yo. I would have liked to actually show her get that injury and stuff like that. I would have liked to see like how that happened, but it kind of like Joel and Tess kind of popped up in that section, and you're already injured, and it's kind of similar in the game. Like they walked up and they found Marlene like that injured as well. Yeah, right. They did. It is similar in the game, but at that moment, I would have actually liked them to show what happened, and so I feel like we're getting moments, some extra moments, and the parts where I want extra moments, I'm not getting that too. That's how I felt. Right. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Hopefully, I'm articulating myself like properly. But yeah, the parts where I wanted some more scenes or more like context, I didn't get. But in other areas, we got more scenes and context. I will say too, the runners are actually a lot more creepier in the show, I found out, than the game. The runners are creepy as shit.
That scene where he's carrying Sarah and the runner is like chasing him through the diner. Dog, that shit was fire because the runner's like jumping over countertop, the motherfucker crashing.
They don't do
in
that
the
in the
dishes.
game. They don't do that in the game like that.
Damn.
I'm like, they're way scarier in the real life depiction of them. They're way scarier, bro.
Yeah, like
So
I'm super
dope.
excited. Like just the infected overall. So like when we get the grandmother at the beginning, when Sarah finds the grandmother, and she has like the tendrils coming out of her mouth.
Her mouth, yeah.
And so let me back up real quick. So the tendrils. I was very vocal on the timeline about like them getting rid of spores and switching it out for the tendrils, and like thinking that that would be a bad idea, or just not understanding why they would replace the spores for tendrils. I actually really like the idea of tendrils in this game, like especially the way the doctor was explaining how the fungus could the beginning where the fungus could spread and due to global warming, where the temperatures of the earth is warmer, and so like the fungus can mutate and survive in warmer temperatures. Like that shit that was dope. I like the way they explained that, and then they show the tendrils from the grandmother, and even that scene with the grandmother where Sarah is looking at the DVDs and like the grandmother's in the back like just twitching and shit. I was like, yo, that's dope as hell. But even though I like the tendril idea, I still don't get why the spores couldn't be in this show. Because even in that scene where they come up across that infected on the wall, that would have been the moment where they would have had to put a gas mask on. That scene was like 30 seconds to a minute long. Like that wouldn't have been a long scene to put a gas mask on and go through it. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't see why they got rid of the spores, but I like the idea of the tendrils, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So far, I think it was a very, very good first episode. I enjoyed it watching it through. I thought Sarah's performance was good. Even the infamous death scene when she gets shot. Yes. I thought that was done very well as well, and the acting was good. And you actually like, god damn, like this hits different too in live action too. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I thought that was
agreed.
I thought that was super dope. I thought what I appreciated about this. I appreciate how lively the Boston camp zone was. Did you take that in? Especially someone who's played the game campaign multiple times. It was just cool seeing like so many people and like a community in the encampment zone and shit, like in the Boston or the Federa shit. You know what I mean? It was cool to see that aspect as well. Because in the game, you don't really get to points where there's that much NPCs on the screen or just regular. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that much people. So I thought that was pretty dope. I thought that was pretty cool just to see a different aspect. And I thought what they did with the little boy was cool when they checked out he was actually infected.
Yeah, that was cold, dog.
Yeah, I thought that was like,
I ain't gonna front.
It really shows the lifestyle, how they
cold.
living in there. Like they show how they living in there, and Joel, being the smuggler. I thought that like all the little scenes of the extra thing of like the drugs and stuff like that. I thought that
him dope. Selling the drugs to the Fedra agent, Fedra soldier that eventually they turn on. But the like you said with the Boston scene, did you peep the area where it was real quick, but they were showing like those people being hung for crimes that they committed? And it was crimes like a unauthorized exit out of the quarantine zone or unauthorized entrance into the quarantine zone. Like you getting hung for shit like that.
For the craziest shit. So it really shows how
it
the
just
lifestyle
shows
is crazy.
How but you gotta be like that because that's like life or death shit. Like you could leave the quarantine zone and open them up to an attack, or you could come in with an infection and that could get rid of everybody. So you kind of gotta be that harsh with the punishment. And the radio guy too. The radio tower where Joel is, looking for Tommy because he hasn't heard from him in some weeks.
That's a new addition, right? That's a new addition.
It is.
Right? Because I was playing, I'm like, I'm pretty sure when Joel met Tommy, they haven't seen each other in like forever or communicated. Well, I remember playing the game, they implied that they haven't like met or talked in forever, like literally forever. But with this, in the live action depiction, it seems like they at least communicate through radio or whatever shit, and they're like, they still talk to each other, which I thought that was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah. I expect some changes, so
Right. Yeah, like the changes that they're making, I think they're like perfect changes. They're like adding. It's like adding context to things. Like it's not like changes where they're completely like deviating from what happened in the source material. It's like, okay, Sarah the whole Sarah stuff with the watch. Now, Hardy had brought up a good point that he felt like her stealing the money to fix the watch was a less sentimental moment than just the idea of us thinking that maybe she got the money. So they gave us more context for that point. I kind of agree with him on that. Like, while it is less sentimental, it's still sentimental in the sense that it's a gesture, right? And it's something that showed like Joel is so wrapped up in his work that he's never going to get the watch fixed. So for her to,
use
do it for him,
even
use his own money and do it for him, it's a good gesture, and it's something that shows that, she pays attention to the little things. Because even when he was checking the time, like he reached for his watch and then it wasn't there, and then he had to pull out a cell phone. So I like it, man. I think they're doing a good job, dog.
You know what? When did you have this thought in your head when she took the money? I'm like, this is something Ellie would do. Did you have that thought in your head? I literally thought that. I'm like, her taking the money. I don't know if they're trying to like make parallels to like they would have been, they're like kind of similar, or they're, even just the style how they talk to each other and shit like that. I don't know if they're trying to draw parallels like Sarah and Ellie are like, they have similarities and stuff like that, because I feel like Ellie would be someone who would take money, to go her pop's money to go fix the watch herself. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, she would do that.
It's such an Ellie thing. So that crossed my mind during that moment as well. I thought it was pretty interesting when she took the watch to the place where like shit was starting to go left already. Even the watch people clearly did. Some shit was happening in the news and all of that. And shit was.
I think the wife. Apart. Yeah. Yeah, and then the wife closed down the shop and stuff like that.
Yeah. That whole scene where Joel kills the neighbor too, that was completely different in the video game as well. Completely different, like you said. They gave it a little bit more, a little bit more spice in it this time. Ellie went over there to the grandma, got chased down and shit like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
We actually get to meet the neighbors.
Yeah. Overall, the episode was good, man. I'm looking forward to how they're gonna do the next couple of ones, because with the next episode, they should be introducing clickers with the next one. It should, because where they're going, right?
Yeah, downtown Boston. So when they ended that last episode, I don't know if you saw this tweet, but if you zoom in on the left side of the screen when they're like walking towards the downtown Boston, there's a clicker on the top of a building. And you can hear it screaming, but you don't see it. But if you zoom in, you can see the clicker. So yeah, we get into clickers,
which is wild, because I'm pretty sure in the game when you get to that area, you do hear like a wild noise or something like that too. You do, right? You when you get to that same area, like, and people are like, I'm pretty sure there's commentary. They're like, yo, what is that? They even dialogue. There's dialogue towards that. So it's cool seeing all these little Easter eggs that they're putting in the show as well. I felt like Sarah's room was pretty similar to the one in the video game as well, to her room design and everything. So
accurate to the times, because it's like a 10-year difference, like 2003 instead of 2013 is where it started.
What else? Oh, Ellie. I need to give you guys my thoughts on Ellie.
Oh yeah. What do you think of Ellie?
So I know I think that's been like the big controversy so far. People are not feeling. You know what it is? It's her face, J-Main. That's her face. I'm sorry to say this. I know this sounds mean. I know this sounds mean.
It's not.
I know this sounds mean and mad disrespectful. Look, I'm not the most handsome nigga in the planet, but I think it's just her face. Something's just up with her. I want to say something wild right now, but then again, I ain't trying to get deep. You know what I mean? So I think it's just her face.
I don't think so, man.
I think it's her face.
Look. The reason why I don't think it's her face, because even like the Tess character, the lady that plays Tess, like she don't look like Tess in the original game.
Yeah,
maybe more so the remake, because they made Tess look a little bit older. But she's a fantastic actress. I just think the Bella Ramsey, it's just certain moments where she don't it don't seem like she's getting into the moment of the scene. It's like she's just like almost like reading, going over her lines type shit.
I feel like to give her the benefit of the doubt too, I feel like we still need to give her a little bit more of a chance from the first episode.
Absolutely,
we didn't get too much of her yet, but so far I don't like hate her, or I do not love her either. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm on the side that
the jury is still out for her, man.
But so far,
and she got a lot of scenes to she gonna really have to get in her bag.
Yeah,
like I'm just thinking about like the David stuff, or even when they do the flashbacks with Riley. Like it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. And I like so the scene with where Joel is when they're waiting for it to get dark so they can leave the quarantine zone, and she's like going through his books and shit like that. I thought she did great, like as Ellie in that moment, and even the scene where. They first meet when Joel and Ellie first meet, and Joel tossed her ass on the damn near through the damn wall. Like I thought she did good in that moment, but that scene with Marlene, like I thought it could have been better.
You see, do you think they ran through this a little bit too fast? Like some of this, I feel like even this, like everything that happened, I felt like low key this shit could have been spread out a little bit longer. Like I said, towards the second half of the episode, I wanted more context from some of them scenes. Like I wanted them to like go into it. You made this shit a show already, so you might as well like, go into shit a little bit more, because as a player, right, someone who has experienced this game time and time again, I guess this is your chance to go ahead and show us how life is in like Boston more, and like just go into things a little bit more detail, so at least the gamer could be a little bit more satisfied. I guess that's what I'm looking to see, because we already know the story. We already know what happens to Joe. We already know what goes down after they bring Ellie to the Fireflies and stuff. Like we already know everything, right? So I guess as a player, I just want to see more details. You get me? Like more, I want to learn more details and things maybe that I didn't know about the world and stuff like that. So,
I get that, and I don't know, because it seems like this first season is gonna cover the whole first game. So that's what it's going. I think it's gonna get even faster. I think it's gonna get even faster, dog. Like I think by the end of next episode, like we might even be past Billstown. Like by the end of next episode, like that's how fast I think this shit might move.
Some of the gameplay sections that you actually play, I would actually like to. I hope they don't skip over all like the gameplay, because another thought that crossed my mind is the part where they do check Ellie's to see, and they find out that she's infected, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like that area when in the game where they're kind of bobbing and weaving the spotlight. They're sneaking. Like they completely, the quarantine zone. Yeah, they kind of completely bypass that. Which
they made it like a little montage.
You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of bypass the sneaking part. And I wish they could have done. They could have done something kind of dope and make it more intense scenes out of that. You know what I'm trying to say, Jamie? Like they could have made it intense. Like, oh, we almost got caught type of situation. Then last minute, boom, they pointed the gun. But I felt like they kind of turbo speed through that. In my opinion,
they did.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
that. A lot of the gameplay stuff was going to be cut out. Just prepare for that. A lot of it. A lot of any gameplay moments is going to be sped up, or they're going to cut it out completely.
Do you think that's better for the show, or is good? What do you think?
I think it's better for a show. I think it's better for a show. Okay. Certain moments, like they got to have some gunfire.
They got to have action. Of course, it's a show.
They got to have action. Yeah, because in the first episode we got what? The only action we saw was Joel kill the neighbor, Tommy shoot the soldier.
Yeah, it was intense moments, but there was no
that's
like
pretty
action.
Much it.
Yeah.
Right. The next, unless they're reserving the action for against the infected, which we should see a lot of in the next episode. So.
All right, so let me read some super chat donations. This one's from King of the Games 405. Says, did you all see The Last of Us 2 and Remastered be at the top of the Amazon charts? And that was going to be my next question into this. J-Main, I'm sure this is really going to be a success for PlayStation. We already got word that it already broke some major records and became the second most viewed debut show, right behind House of Dragons, Game of Thrones on HBO.
Yep.
So I think this is really going to elevate The Last of Us franchise in terms of notoriety and, bringing it to a much, much broader audience. And this might be the big brain play that PlayStation is going for with all of these shows and stuff. And I think time to throw Microsoft in there. I think they had the ideas, because remember way back with the OG Xbox One when they wanted to make the Halo show and all that
TV
shit, the TV show and all of that. I think Xbox wanted to do. I think this is what Xbox was trying to execute, but they just couldn't get it right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? They were trying to do this, but they couldn't get it right. But it seems like Sony is firing on all cylinders, and it seems like this show is going to be a massive success, and it's only going to bring more people to the game. So do you see that the franchise being able to reach higher numbers in terms of the games? Like more people just, I want to check out this game because of the show. Do you see that being a thing?
I think it all makes sense why the remake was even made to begin with.
Right?
Like
it's all part of it. It's all part of their master plan. We said that too at the time. We said that at the time. It's probably to coincide with the show, right?
With the show. Exactly what it is. Because and it makes sense why they didn't want to change up too much, because now if people are watching the show, they want to experience the game for what they're seeing in the show. You know what I'm saying? So they're making it so that it's 1-to-1. And, it's going to have a little bit of deviations, of course, from the show, or some things are going to be different. But overall, it's the same type of experience. And I expect people to buy the game now even more. We see it shooting up the charts. I lined up the episode releases even with the PC release. And like by March, it's gonna be on like the final few episodes or something like that. So
I was just thinking about that.
So by the time it comes out on PC,
gamers hyped. You never know, bro.
I saw a few PC gamers saying that they're gonna they pre-ordered it and shit, or they're gonna buy it. So it's like all walks of life is gonna be looking for this game. It happened with The Witcher. It's gonna happen with this game since it's a success.
Even
I got people who
too.
don't play video games, like my sister-in-law. She don't play video games, but she knows about the show. She watched the first episode. She was like, she called me. I was talking to her. She was like, "Oh wait, so this was a video game at first?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, "It was a very good video game at first." She was like, "Oh, okay." Dope, she's like, "Yeah, I watched the first episode. It was good." I'm like, "Damn, like that's crazy to me to see." And that's the excitement I get, because like I want to see, like when we talk about video games being adapted into movies and TV shows, that's the type of shit I like to hear. Is like other people who don't play video games are experiencing these stories that I love, in a different type of medium and stuff like that. So that's why I'm always for it, even though there's like a video game curse when it comes to these type of adaptations. I just want them to get things right so that it can have that type of effect on other people. And I think we're seeing it with The Last of Us.
Yeah. DrewTube says, okay, he retracted it, so maybe it's wrong. But he was saying that, The Last of Us was topping the charts in games. And I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true, because, once again, we saw that with Cyberpunk Edge Runners too, because once that game, that anime came out on Netflix, I believe it came out on, the concurrent players on Steam skyrocketed. I can't even lie. I installed that shit. Then I played it. I'm like, yo, Cyberpunk's buns, yo. I can't. But even it influenced me to like even reinstall it. I'm like, yo, this world is so freaking dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm sure that it's gonna have the same effect. And this is Sony's big master plan. And I think this was Microsoft's plan, but they just failed to execute with the Halo show, because that turned out to be super buns. You know what I'm saying? So I guess
stick to the source material. If you're doing a video game adaptation, just do it. Just do it. Like it's okay. Like it's okay to do it, because even though your game might be super popular and it might have sold millions of copies, there's still millions of people that have never experienced your story. So just stick to what was great and don't deviate, because then you're going to alienate the people that love it. And then the people that are new to it might not even like it either. So you're just gonna like the Halo show. It got great views, I guess, because it's getting a season 2. But the actual content of the show is like, come on, like come on, that ain't Halo, dog. What people fell in love with, that ain't Halo.
We got 2 more super chat donation. This one's from Sizzle of 420. That's how you pronounce it. Says, Bella Ramsey is the only casting I'm having a hard time accepting. Everybody else hit the mark. I pretty much agree with this. Everyone else has been great. Bella, once again, she hasn't been bad. She hasn't just been great either. Once she spoke up or done some of her lines, I wasn't like, oh, yo, she's bodying this Ellie. But I felt like J Main said, as soon as Tommy spoke, I'm like, yo, this sounds like the game. Did they get the voice actor from the game in this shit?
I heard that dude that plays Tommy played the game.
And, it's the same. It's the same.
And it makes fucking sense. Like, and that's why I was pissed that they should have had Bella
it's the same.
Play the game. No, it's not the same guy.
Okay.
But that guy that's playing Tommy played the game, so he knows
he played
about
the
character.
He played the game.
Yeah, he played the game. So it's like, damn, that's why I wouldn't they should have had Bella Ramsey. Like, she's fairly young, so her acting chops ain't really there. So I think it would have been good for at least her get a reference on what Ellie is and who Ellie is as a person in the games. Like Pedro, he's he a little bit more seasoned. He can finesse it a little bit. But for her, I think she just need a little bit of more. You know what I mean? I know Neil is directing, but she need a little bit more inspiration.
You got another super chat donation. He says, other shows and movies need to take notes on sticking to source material is the way to go. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. All right, so The Last of Us HBO, man. So far, it's been great. I enjoyed it, the first episode. Looking forward to the second episode. We will definitely give you guys our breaks on the pod every time they drop an episode, even if it's real quick on what we think.
One more quick question before we move on.
Right, no problem.
Do you like the week by week episode release, or would you rather it be all at once?
Personally, I'm a binge watcher.
Okay.
I'm a binge watcher. I prefer it that way. But at the same time, I understand that, it's not really good for platforms to drop everything at once, for people just to experience it all at once and look for the next piece of content. So I understand why HBO does these weekly releases to actually keep you on, keep you coming back and watching and not just looking for the next thing after you're done this one. So I understand why they do it, but personally, I like letting episodes stack. I don't like watching shit week to week. I like watching my anime after I wait a month, 3 months, then I watch a whole bunch of episodes. Yeah, that's like kind of my personal style, but I do understand why they do this, because it's kind of detrimental to the platform when you drop everything at once and for people just to kill it. Then people are just asking for where's the next one, and you just can't.
Where's
keep
the next
up.
season?
Yeah, you can't keep up, right, with the content. So I think that's why Netflix has been in talks of like they're trying to do more weekly stuff. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Like they've been like, yo, we're trying to do more weekly stuff too, because I think they've been struggling with that too. People just watch all the Stranger Things, all the episodes
all at once, and it's like the conversation for a week, and then it's gone.
And then it's gone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas Last of Us, like, look at it. It's been on my timeline all fucking week. Yeah. And it's only one episode, so it's probably gonna happen again next week if the episode is good, and it's gonna keep happening for hopefully 10 weeks straight. So like, I like that too. Like, I just like the conversation being on one episode. You can go watch all your content creators break the shit down and look at things from a different perspective, and then talk about it on the timeline, talk about it with people in real life, and you go from there. I like that shit.
Yeah. All right, the last topic that we got to address is some bad news. Pretty much Microsoft has suffered major layoffs. They have let 10,000 people go across the company, and that's from the Xbox division as well as their other places, as well as Bethesda. Some people from Bethesda got let go as well. And first, I think obviously the fanboys first thoughts is sinking ship, right, J-Man, Yes. But I kind of wanted to do more research and have a more nuanced conversation about this and see what's actually really going on. Right. And it doesn't seem like that's really the case. At least not when it comes to 343 industry. So with 343 industries, I think that's a separate conversation, and we're going to talk about that before we get off. But with the huge layoffs at Microsoft, if you've been paying attention or you just did some research, you know that all the major tech companies from Amazon, Twitter, Microsoft, and others are doing massive layoffs. Pretty much because of these companies hired a shit ton of people during the pandemic. You know what I mean? Jamie, you see the video that I sent you about the new shit? You know what I mean? When
I didn't get the chance to watch it.
Oh, you get to watch it. So that's what they're pretty much discussing. So pretty much, if you're out of the loop, a lot of tech giants have been laying off a whole bunch of people because during the pandemic, companies like Microsoft overhired to deal with the situation. And now that, things are obviously starting to get back together, they've let go a large amount of people. So a lot of people lost their job, unfortunately. Hopefully those people could get back on their feet. And this is not one of the cases like, we just bashed a Microsoft session. It's not one of those cases. But 343 Industries is going through some turmoil, which we can talk shit about. 343 Industries is going through some turmoil. Clearly, they're going through some major restructuring over there. And
yes,
I believe one of the leads have stepped down and is going back to Xbox Publishing. I believe his name is John. What is his name? Some Staple.
Joseph Staten.
What is his name again?
Staten.
Joseph Staten.
I think.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Joseph Staten. I think is how
there
you
we go.
pronounce it.
I think that's how you pronounce his name. So he was pretty much was brought on to kind of fix what was going on over there with Halo Infinite, and now he's out pretty much. He's going back to Xbox Publishing, and right now it just looks like 343 Industries in general is just in shambles, bro. Jeez, bro, it's just looking. Like the optics are really bad.
I feel bad for the people that lost their jobs, but if it was one entity that was hit that I'm kind of relieved by, it's 343. Unfortunately, they needed it. They needed this shakeup. They needed this restructure. Joseph Staten, whatever his name is, he came in at 2020. Hopefully to stare at Halo Infinite straight, and the shit is going in the opposite direction. The shit ain't been better. It ain't been good. It ain't been great. So yeah, go take your ass back somewhere else or wherever you came from. Get rid of the people that was there because it's not good. This is Halo we're talking about. This is not any old IP.
You know what?
Halo.
J-Man?
This is Xbox.
I'm about to, J-Man, we're coming to the, I think we kind of got to the place where we can't even say that no more. This is Halo now, bro. I think now.
But it is, though.
J-Man, we're in the era, and it's hard for me to say this as a fan, too. We're in the era of maybe that it's time to hang it up type of situation. I think we might be at that place.
But you only feel that way because it has gotten to this. That's my point.
Jamie,
is that this is
the
Halo.
last three releases.
It should have never got there, bro.
The last three releases. Let's just break it down. The last three releases, Halo Master Chief Collection, that game launched. Jamie, the multiplayer was not working for literally years. Jamie, years.
I forgot about that.
After that, they dropped Halo 5. That's arguably, it's not even arguably, it is the worst Halo campaign that I've ever played. Lack features that we all want from a typical Halo game. We already know the situation with Halo 5, right? On top of that, Halo Infinite, this is where they got to make it right.
Right.
You know, after the honeymoon phase was over, after we got the initial content, the gameplay, I still stand by it. The gameplay in Halo Infinite is fantastic. It plays well. But they launched a games as a service Halo. It launched with no Forge. It launched with no co-op campaign. It launched with a whole bare bones, pretty much. We got tired of the maps. The maps that they included day one was fire, I would admit. But we got tired of the maps. The seasons for that game, J-Main, went on for months. Literally
like 6 months.
6 months, like 7 months, 9. I don't even know, but long ass months for seasons. So we're as a fan, we're just waiting for content drops, and the content drops was not coming, J-Main. Bro, they drop a map every blue moon, bro. So I don't understand a franchise this big and this, vital to your brand is getting treated this way. I really do not understand. And at this point, I felt like Halo Infinite.
You saying it's time to take it out back?
I think it's time. It might be that time. I'm actually at that point where y'all had 3 chances to do some. Your last 3 releases always has been shrouded with a whole bunch of controversy. Halo Infinite, once again, when it launched day 1, I enjoyed the campaign. I thought it was dope. I enjoyed the multiplayer. I thought it was dope. But I can't even lie. After a month or 2, I'm like, okay, what's next? And they had nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? On top of that, the basic things that us Halo fans want, they were just doing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Mad weird shit with the ranking systems. The game types are just, they literally bring a game type, they take it out. Like, just weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Battlefield be doing that dumb shit, too.
So, I don't understand. At this point, is Halo a flagship title? I asked that question to the people on Twitter today.
Not anymore.
And the majority of them say, no, Halo's not a flagship title for my Xbox anymore. Would you agree, J-Man?
I agree. I can't argue that. But that
I think it's hard to argue that now today. I think it's over. What can we do? Honestly, you know what will resurrect Halo? And this might be wild to say. You know what will resurrect Halo? New developers, completely new developers, right? And they got to release on PlayStation. I ain't gonna hold you. Bro. They got
Hell no,
bro. I think that's the only way to get the popularity back in this game, bro. I know fans are gonna be like, "What are you saying?" But it got to release. It needs new developers, and it got to release on PlayStation and everything at this point, bro. I think that's the only way it's gonna retain some sort of player count. I'm not even lying, bro. It gotta release it on PlayStation and new developers,
a new
bro.
mythology.
They need it
with a new perspective.
Am I lying? Am I lying though? New developers, and it gotta release on PlayStation and PC and Xbox and just be a multiplayer. That's the only way I can see this game retaining a decent player count, bro. I'm just keeping it honest, bro. I mean,
if you're talking about, but the Infinite is a 10 years,
It's not 10 year no more, bro. They about to drop this. They about to drop this game real quick. It ain't about to be no 10-year plan, J-Main. I heard that the Layoffs
platform,
the campaign shit that they got coming up too. Apparently, they're supposed to do a new campaign called the Endless. And I heard the Layoffs been affecting that shit. It just seems like the leadership for that Halo Infinite has just been in shambles. And we got reports from former developers who used to work there, and they're just pretty much saying the same sentiment as well, saying that the leadership has just been terrible over there. You know what I'm saying?
This dude Patrick Wren said like the reason for both of the he said he said the layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. The reason for both of those things is incompetent leadership up top during the Halo Infinite development, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. The people I worked, I guess I'm supposed to say with every day, were passionate about Halo, and I wanted to make something great for the fans. They helped push for a better Halo and got laid off for it. I'm not laughing. That's not funny, but that's
messed
funny.
up. That's messed up, huh?
Devs still there are working hard on that dream. Look at Forge. Be kind to them during this awful time. Damn.
It just seems, J-Man, like, why do I wake up? Then I feel like it's just standard. Like, you wake up to bad Halo news on a regular now. Like, it's never anything good, yo. Never. Why is
Meanwhile,
that, bro?
Phil Spencer is still winning awards and shit. But yeah, man.
It's sad, bro. It's a sad time, bro. I think it's time to put the nail in the coffin. I think it's time to wrap it up, bro. I don't want to see Halo. To be honest, I don't want to see Halo for like another 10 years, bro. Like, I'm good, bro. Like, after this drop, y'all go do something else. That's how I'm feeling, to be honest. Because at this point, Microsoft just needs a new IP. That's it. They can't rely on Halo no more. They just need a new IP. They really do. They need new IPs, period, bro.
It's
like
fucked up, but yeah, it is. I just think something like your flagship shit, like you supposed to like innovate on that.
You need to
make it withstand the test of times. This is
what you be their Super Mario. Halo's supposed to be their Super Mario. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, every time one Super Mario moved on to a different platform, like Nintendo did like some new fire shit with it. Like, you know, obviously Super Nintendo, what was it? 8-bit, 16-bit, or whatever? 64.
Yeah, 64.
They switched the game up, 3D open world. On the Wii, they did the whole motion thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always use their flagship title to kind of like, this is why that you need to buy this platform. You know what I'm saying? It's always like promotional tool, why you needed to own the system. And I feel like Halo kind of was that for like, if you bought an OG Xbox, like I did at the time when we got that, you just got it to play Halo. You got the 360 to play Halo 3, and I just feel like after the franchise left Bungie's hands, it really just hasn't been the same, bro. It really just hasn't been the same at all.
Nothing was the same. Damn,
bro. It's sad, bro. It's sad to see the franchise in its state, but it is what it is, bro.
The only thing I gotta add to this layoff shit is just seeing people laid off from Bethesda that are working on Starfield. I seen that. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, then that's crazy because that shit ain't even out yet. So, man, hopefully, listen, man, show us Starfield.
I don't know, man.
I just want to see the game, dog. Yeah. And also, it does look kind of wild that they laying off 10,000 people while also in court fighting to spend $70 billion on purchasing a new publisher. Like, that shit looks nuts. But Hey man, hopefully those people land on their feet. Heard they're getting like this 6 month severance package where they're getting paid 6 months and insurance and shit. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know about the contract workers though. I don't know about them, but I guess salary workers are getting that nice severance package. So hey man, more power to them.
Max says Starfield is absolutely getting delayed, and I believe wasn't there a rumor going around saying that it got pushed out of the first half of the year now? Like there was a rumor about that. Did you see that going around the timeline? I feel like
Yes, I did. I did. Damn, I forgot. Yeah, I seen that. I did.
You seen that?
I don't know who it came from. It was a rumor though.
Oh man.
That it was possibly
tough,
getting delayed.
Bro. It's tough. Yo, I just,
oh yeah, Mr. Okay, I found it. I found it.
All right, what's this
Insider Mr. Matty Plays, insider with quotations, please, because I don't know this dude's credentials. Has claimed that the Starfield release date might be getting pushed back. He said on his latest episode of Defining Duke podcast that it's possible it's going to get delayed out of the first half of 2023. They're still expecting it to be in the summer of 2023, but just not in that first 6 months like Microsoft has promised. Which I wouldn't be shocked. I'm expecting it at this point. Expecting it.
Yeah. I think no one really believes that Starfield's coming out in the first half. I think that's like a common like sentiment that people have. Like, yo, like there's no way this game is ready. You know, there was even a report saying that like, yo, you get to explore 1,000 planets. Like, there's no way this game is ready and for the time that they're allowing it, unless they're gonna drop it and be buggy.
Well, that is their MO.
At this point, yo,
that shit don't entice, yo. When developers, you can explore hundreds and thousands of planets. That don't entice me,
yeah,
dog.
I think it's like a No Man's Sky type of situation where you probably could go to different planets to get like elements and maybe build a camp there. Or something like that.
Ain't shit to do on them planets.
Story. Yeah, I'm more interested in like the main story and what you can do. Unless they find some sort of gameplay loop where all these discoverable planets are somewhat interesting and it makes you want to go over there.
I doubt it.
I don't know. We gotta wait and see.
I fucking doubt it.
What they do. Like once again, I actually think Starfield is gonna deliver to a certain extent. I'm just really hoping it's just not buggy though. Like that's like my number one main concern because all that bugginess, people using it as like, oh, it's the charm of Bethesda games and stuff like that. I'm not with that today. 2023, I think we should leave that in the past, bro. We need the game working. We need
same like what's
the
Stiff Gears gameplay. Leave that in
bro.
what's the last one? 2020? Yeah. Huh?
We ain't doing that, Jay. We ain't doing that, bro.
So another great episode of Good Game.
Yeah, man. We got a super chat donation. This one is from Captain Sidekick. He says, "Hey, Kofi, did you go?" See, this is why I have beef with these people, J man. They claim that a brother is struggling to read super chats, but they write the grammar in these things is horrific, sir. Let me read it as he wrote. Hey, Kofi, did you went back for the winter update? It's not that I can't read, people. It's that you guys can't write. So if you guys write a proper sentence, I will be able to read it properly. So Captain Sidekick, bro, he says, so I know what you meant, so I ain't going to come at you too much. And I appreciate the donation, but he says, hey, Kofi, did you go? Hey, Kofi, did you go? I think that's what you meant. Did you go back for the winter update? And yes, I did. I played a couple of games with my boy Strat. We got to play around with the Forge and stuff like that. They had some actually pretty interesting maps in there. But
what is he talking about? Halo or
yeah, the winter update for Halo. Because that's when they did the Forge and all that. And let me tell you something, J-Main, the Forge and shit is actually cool. It's actually dope.
I be seeing that shit on the timeline. That shit
where
look
was
good.
this shit day one? Where like everybody was excited, everyone was hyped. Like, oh, Halo's back. You know what I mean? Where was all of this shit day one? This shit is a little too late. That's how I personally feel. The magic and the spice is kind of gone. So now it's kind of hard for people to jump back in. You know, unless you're the super hardcore. Like that's what's I feel like it's tougher with these like games as a service and finishing your game later because I feel like the magic is like it's kind of out.
It's at the beginning.
The magic is kind of out.
That's what I was saying. Like you gotta come packed with content at the beginning, and then your rollout gotta be phenomenal as well if you're gonna do a games as a service. It has to be that way. Otherwise, you might get lucky where you slowly out the gate and you get people to come back, but that's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed. Yeah. We've seen a couple success stories like that, but it's not. Especially when there's so much competition out there for similar style games.
Yeah.
Like I think Rainbow Six Siege benefited because it's a different style of game. So like people that want that type of game were able to go for that. But Call of Duty is there. So that
bro,
like,
Call of
Fortnite
Duty already
is
has
there.
more. I think
Apex
they added more
is there.
maps, J-Main, than Halo did already, bro. I feel like even if it's old school maps, I feel like they already even added way more content, bro. Like that's crazy.
Quiet as kept. Their seasons got delayed too, so I don't know. It might be rocky over there too.
Honestly,
live service shit, dog.
Microsoft, y'all have the studios. Y'all clearly have talented developers over there. So I don't know why like there's this curse in terms of like we're not getting hit game after hit game. I don't know why they just can't hit their stride, and hopefully, you know, in the next coming years, like the games that are coming out of their camp is just straight banger after banger, like for real. Like at this point, it's kind of looking crazy too, because there's no way you could have all these studios and not be producing. You know what I mean? But we'll give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit that, you know.
Who?
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. Bit. That, you know, they just bought some of these guys and hopefully the games are in the works, yo. Like, it's tough out here, bro. It's tough.
2023 Microsoft does not get the benefit of the doubt from me anymore. It's a wrap.
Right now, we got Starfield, Redfall, Forza. I know Forza Motorsport is going to be great, but a lot of y'all not into that for some reason. But there's a big crowd for that, including me. I like Forza Motorsport, so that's going to be good for sure. Redfall, the jury's still out on that. Starfield, the jury's still out on that as well. You know, like it's just a hard feeling. Like the thing with PlayStation is they can announce a certain game, J-Man, and you already know it's going to be good. Like when they say, yo, Spider-Man 2 is coming out. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, you know it's going to be good. Why do I feel like with some of these Xbox games, like we just got to kind of wait to see if it's good? It might be good.
What have you done for me lately?
I know. I think it is what it is. Reputation. Even the games that should, and like we were saying, like the games that like should be a sure plus, like, yo, we know it's going to be good, would be the Halo, would be the Gears, and
the Forza.
Hey, man.
Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Let's wrap it
Halo,
up,
Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Guys, man, it was a good episode, man.
Get the fuck out of gaming. That's what they told them 10,000 employees.
Yeah. Can't take the heat. They got the fuck out of gaming? Oh, man. That's crazy. Shout out to everyone who came through. We appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you guys leave a like. J-Main, wrap us up, man.
Oh, man. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Another great episode of Good Gaming. We will definitely be back next week with some game impressions. Forespoken is out next week, so I'll definitely be live streaming that, and I will have my impressions on that game next week. And I might surprise y'all with a little The Order 1886 live stream this weekend.
We need that. And I need you to be completely honest. And take off the PlayStation goggles.
All about transparency.
Take off the PlayStation goggles and be like, is this game as really as lit as I remember it being? Because I think when you play, you're gonna be like, yo, this game is really.
I might have to do chapter select because I think that should start slow. So I got to get into the nitty-gritty.
Play from the beginning. You have to play from the beginning.
I only care about the gunplay, dog. That's it. I'm
play from the beginning.
Chapter select.
I want you to play it from the beginning and be like, this game is so amazing, and keep that same energy. This game is so mind blowing. I want you to come pick up the weapon and rotate it like this. Rotate the weapon. Then look at it, put it right back down. Then walk over and grab this thing and rotate it like this. This is so invigorating. This gameplay is mind blasting. It's mind blasting.
Fantastic
so good.
Game.
Then I want you to get to the part where you do the QT stealth in the bushes.
Oh,
the worst stealth takedowns I've
go.
ever seen in a game. First of all, the worst stealth takedowns I've ever seen.
Callisto is battling for that. Yeah.
Come on, bro. Cut it out.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen only, if it's one thing that you do this weekend, please don't have as much hate in your heart as Kofi has for the Order 1886, man. Please be kind to yourself. Drink some water, exercise.
But y'all boosting it. I'm just tired of y'all boosting it, though. I'm tired of y'all boosting it. And we're going to end off on this. Gears of War is not stiff. All right, that's the end of the podcast. Gears of War is not stiff. Y'all have a great night, y'all. Peace.